Okay, welcome everyone to some Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, and today is going to be a bit of an interestingly weird one because it's not going to be full gameplay. I actually want to talk a little bit before I start, um, just because there's something that's really quite important, and I think it's pretty cool. So, for those of you that aren't in the know, in Trunk right now they've removed the spell Haste. I know, crazy, right? So Haste is the level 6 spell that literally everyone knows about because it's the best spell. Uh, it's the overall best spell in the game. It mimics the potions of haste and the wands of haste, and it's been a problematic design issue with for the devs for quite a while. Uh, the reason why it's a problem, or it was a problem, is because it's literally infinite. Any spell that replicates like a consumable, even if the consumable is not amazing, is pretty much overpowered. And haste is one of the best consumables in the game. And at level 6, haste is just way too strong. Um, Look, I'm not gonna come out and say I'm defending haste removal. I love the devs' decision to remove it. Um, but at the end of the day, I can understand exactly why it's being removed, and in fact, I don't think that it's too much of a problem for some things, but there are going to be a lot of specific issues, and I want to kind of talk about that to begin. So, the main thing that's going to be hit is probably spellcasters. So spellcasters, like, they love haste. Haste is amazing for spellcasters. You can run, you can make extra moves, you can cast extra spells. It does everything for them. Like, it being able to fire off extra spells is so important for mages because they're limited by mana. Whereas fighters, you have a bit more time because you have more health and and your swings don't cost anything. Whereas mages, they want to blow as many spells onto the enemies as possible in the shortest amount of time, so they don't subject themselves to risk. Whereas fighters, like I said, don't really care that much. But so I'm gonna be pretty interested to see how mages are affected by the removal of haste. And the other implication for haste removal is the fact that now our charm spell, our charms class, I guess, charm. Oh, no matching spells. What? Skill charms. It doesn't show us the charm. Spell charm. Oh, well, we don't have it. But essentially, like, the charms spellbook, the charms school is going to be really bad from now on. Like, there will not be a real reason to train charms above 10 ever again. Don't count deflect missiles. Reflect missiles is pretty much the same thing. Like, I'm saying, like, legitimately, there are no good charm spells anymore that are high level. It is a strictly low level class now. Low level spell school that you will not ever need to train it high, which is interesting. But at the same time, I have a feeling that it's going to mean that charms get removed soon. High elves, one of the flagship like reasons for high elves to exist is because they're really good at charms. They have +2 to it. On top of like other things, they're supposed to be like this slightly more tanky deep elf with like with good charm aptitudes and like with decent charm aptitudes. I think deep elf is still way better, but like they have good charm aptitudes, good long blades, archery, dodging, that kind of stuff. And once you remove the high elves, there's not too many races that actually care that much about charms. Mages are an exception, of course, because mages always want haste. Um, but like, yeah, there's no real like class that advertises itself as really good with charms anymore. They're all just fairly mediocre, or in the case of like deep elf, they don't care because they're really good at everything. Um, So yeah, it should be really, really interesting to see what they do. They might actually have to just remove the charm school overall, and honestly, it wouldn't be too big of a deal. Um, they'd be removing like repel missiles, regen, um, but like you can always switch those to single class schools, so it's not like incredibly dangerous. This is incredibly dangerous. What are we doing here? Do we have any spells that can take this thing out? Ooh, special weapon apparently just wrecks that thing. What am I saying? So yeah, so like they could I could actually see charms being removed altogether now. Honestly, like look, what's in here? Like 90% of these are just like straight up dual school. So you could make regen necromancy. You could make Shroud of Gloria translocations. You can make everything like just a single school spell, and it wouldn't really make too much of a difference in all honesty. It'd actually make some of them better. Like Spectral Weapon's kind of a pain in the ass to train because of its dual school nature. Regen's also kind of a pain. You generally never pick up Chance Regen, you pick up Necromancy because Necro's more useful anyway. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It feels very. It feels like Charms doesn't really need to be in the game anymore at this point in time. It doesn't really. Yeah, I don't think it has to be in there. Now that Haste is gone, there's no real reason to pick it up. But you know, it's just the point that I wanted to make, I guess, about Haste being removed. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. But I've read, like, honestly, it doesn't affect me specifically, really, because I don't really use Haste that much anyway. But I do have a lot of games where I've just beaten the game through Haste alone. So, you know, that's really gonna suck for me at least. Also, let's check out what this is. So we can scry here and just figure out what's going on. So there's a scroll teleport. It's not very good. There should be one extra item over here somewhere. No, it's on the other side. Okay. I don't really want to fight dire elephants, to be honest. It's kind of annoying to fight them. There's always one item over here. Okay, this is a scroll of wizardry. Staff of wizardry. I don't know. Do we want that extra scroll? Because it's not really that much more, to be honest. And we are fighting. We're fighting elephants. Okay, I guess. Maybe it should be just fine. Okay. Well, we'll come over here. So yeah, that's the cool thing of the day, I guess. It's not necessary enough to warrant its own video, but it is certainly an interesting idea, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna stand over here and disintegrate this, and I'm gonna put up all my buffs. And I guess hit them with something. Oh, okay, apparently we can just wreck these dire elephants. Never mind. Lol. This is a useless book. This is a scroll of noise. Okay, so we essentially didn't get anything from that. That's kind of fine, but can't help but feel disappointed. I was hoping to get, like, some good weapon. Oh, wait, no, we already know what an acquirement scroll is, don't we? Yeah, we do. Whoops. I guess it wouldn't have mattered then. Probably shouldn't have gone for it. Or the scroll of noise. And the other scrolls aren't that great either. It's just like enchant weapon, fear. And I read it, so like it doesn't really matter anyway. Anyway. What was I talking about? Yeah, so that was interesting. Haste got removed. I think me and Ultra had a really good discussion about it, but I don't really remember what happened after that. I don't think it's worth its own video to make, so I just decided to like chuck it in here. But yeah, it's certainly an interesting idea. And like I said before, they're thinking of removing haste as a mechanic in general. Oh, sorry, replacing it with a passive ability, which is also an interesting idea. But like I said, I don't really care too much as long as it doesn't affect the overall difficulty of the game. Like I said, it feels like it's foolish to randomly just increase the difficulty of the game because you think that the play's getting better. Like you don't want to appease. Oh, that's the new Skeleton Wars. Like I said, I got helmets now, and this is where you feel like Vampiricism is just so trash garbage. Just sitting here trying to hit those guys. I do nothing because I'm hitting them with a rapier. Like against living enemies, yeah, sure, Vampiric rocks, but against these guys, it's just pretty hard. Though admittedly, it is +9, so it's not terribly bad. But yeah, they do a lot more damage than us, like that. We have to fight them in exactly 1v1 situations. Sorry, 1v2 because I have to summon my spectral weapon as well. Otherwise they suck. Look at this. This is just embarrassing. Damn it, spectral weapon. It's getting cleaved. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, so just this is more of a random one. This is a random side note, I guess. There was a really interesting thread on Crawl on Tavern at some point. I don't really know when because I don't really follow Tavern that closely. I just kind of follow it to make sure that no one's talking shit. Because you know, if they talk shit, I gotta respond as per the usual. But yeah, I think it was about like Korean Crawl, like how Koreans play Crawl, and how they like think, and how there's like like it was so interesting to me. Like I heard I was reading a lot about it, and they're like, oh, it's like this whole different community. Everyone's like different. That was a hell night. Wow. Um. Oh, it's just like oh, Crawl's really big. Like, well, really big for a roguelike. It's really big in Korea. It's got like a good following. There's like people with their own like ideas of the game, and like the Westerners, we never interact with them. Like it's crazy. Like it's like meeting aliens. It's so exciting to me, at least. I don't know if it's exciting to you guys, but like it's really awesome to think that there's like a whole group of like players that we've literally never been able to talk to before. Like we've been pretty much. It's like having stranded tribes meet after the first time in ever. Like it's so cool to me that there's like this whole group of people that they've just grown differently to us. Like the Koreans have like some different-ish styles of like ideologies and stuff, and like all this like different thought processes and things. Like it's ridiculous. Like there's like a whole new meta over there. It's so I don't know. Like I know it sounds really nerdy, but like that's exciting to me. Like just knowing that there's like a culture that's like right across from us, but we've never been able to like really get much from them. Like Korea and non-Korean like gamers have like pretty much not been interacting. I think there was one thread maybe like 2 years ago about how Koreans love BO speedrunning 15 runes or turn count speedrunning. And the way that works is you actually run. Oh god, am I dead? No. The way you run it. Oh my god, really? Why? Okay, one sec. So the way you do it is you get like holy. Oh my god, why you motherfucker? How are you doing? I hate agony so much, man. Seriously. Like it doesn't help that the freaking freezing reef came with us. Just kill it. Yeah, that's not even a big deal. Like that guy is not a threat. He should not be doing that much damage to us. It's crazy. Um. Okay, so like 2 years ago maybe there was one thread all I could find on Koreans playing, and they talk about BO speedrunning. So what they do is that's an int +9 RLX cursed leather. Oh my god. My god. But it's slow, so it's not actually that good. Never mind. Lol. What was I saying? And they so like you get like 9 or 8, sorry, uh 8 warlords or knights. You equip them with bardishes of holy and any kind of like reaching weapons you can of holy, and then you just like I don't know how to explain it. You can do like tomb in your third rune just by like hasting and stare pulling. Like you just haste your allies, haste yourself, you stare pull, and then like the guy just shred the entire mummy army, and it's really crazy. I remember looking at it, I remember seeing it. It was like actually so awesome. I need to teleport here. We're slowed. I just needed to get that door open so that these guys would come here and stop being dicks. But yeah, like that was really exciting. And I actually watched someone play as well. I think it was Japanese, that guy. Not Korean, but he had adopted the same strategy, and I managed to see it in like someone actually doing that strategy. It was like so cool. It changed my entire perception on how BO is meant to be played. Previously, like, admittedly, this was before I was like a greater player, but still, like, previously I had thought that BO was one of those gods where you just kind of like rammed enemies with like endless waves of orc. But after seeing that playstyle, I actually switched my entire process of like playing BO, and I focus now more on like training. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, I focus more on training like singular orcs or like small groups of orcs. I focus on keeping them alive and keeping them strong, so I have a stronger base of allies that will die less. And it was actually quite a big improvement to my BO playstyle. And it was the same is like kind of said, but not really for you red as well. Like you kind of focus on preserving the gifts rather than just spamming them on things because it helps you stay alive better. Scroll of acquirement. I think we've got great armor at this point. No, we don't. Let's get some more armor. Dex gloves. Probably not as good, honestly. Just, actually, I guess we'll enchant it. We'll get rid of these cursed gloves. These just regular gloves. Put this on. We get 2 extra evade, which is pretty good. It's decent. Do we want to get rid of that poise though? 1626 to 1824 is actually a +2 -2 change, which is actually really good for us. Doesn't make our spells any particularly worse for wear either, so it's a pretty good thing. No poise, save for the leather armor we just ditched. Gonna go ahead and check out what that is first. Okay. Man, this is kind of bad, but like, I really just want to kill him so I don't have to deal with it. I'm gonna might myself so I can just kill him ASAP. Oh god, I thought I just abyssed myself. Okay, I hasted and mighted us should never die to anything. Especially in this character. Just doesn't make sense here. But yeah, like that was like really cool formative experience I had previously. And yeah, like I said, recently one of the Korean players actually managed to contact us. He speaks English as well, so he was able to talk to us on Tavern. And they were talking. There was a big thread about like how the perceptions of Korean players, at least. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like I don't want to just say Korean. It just feels like kind of racist, but it's not. Like I'm literally just trying to point out what they are, right? But yeah, like the Koreans were like, he was talking about like how the Koreans felt about trunk changes and like all this cool stuff in the direction of the game, and it was really cool. So I think the 3 kind of cool findings that I found a couple of findings from that like place that particularly struck me as interesting. So the Koreans they focus really quite heavily on the 15 rune game, so they're completely unlike me. They essentially value the 15 rune game as the proper game, which, like I said, is just a culture difference really. Because in the Western game, we actually don't look at 15 rune that much. Like in the Korean servers, they actually play. Okay, so let me start from scratch. The Koreans have 30% of all games online are Korean. So it's a big market, I guess. That having said that, 70% of those games that are wins are 15 rune games. Like it was 70 or like something ridiculous like that. It was like a really high number. Like almost all the games are like 15 rune. They also have a different ideology. Oh my fucking god! Of course. Stop. No. Rude. Why are there 2? That's not. Oh god. What? There were So what was I saying? Damn it! I lost track because I was about to die. Yeah, they focus a lot less on win rates, so that's really interesting. It's like, as a statistic, I prefer to use win rates and like win streaks and win density and all these kind of fancy names for figuring out how fast someone can win and with what consistency, as the like flagship way of figuring out how good someone is. Over there, though, they actually do not give a single shit about win rates. I have a feeling, like from the way that they wrote their posts and from the way that like they responded. Oh, did we really just get repel missiles? Yes. And blink? Yes. And haste? Yes. Which is being removed soon, so don't take this as... I'm going to show you exactly why haste is overpowered. Heh. Should be interesting. Let's train some more charms. Probably going to focus charms for now. We want that haste. Ah, shit. Oh god, we got paralyzed. Let's teleport. Yeah, the lack of MR is really killing us right now. Let's drink 1 healing just to make ourselves a bit more safe. Get regen up. Hit these things because we'll vamp off it. And we should be okay now because we're vamping. Alright, anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so they don't care so much about win rate as the 15 rune game overall. So it looks like they're more results, singular results oriented. Sorry, they're more results oriented on like the end product rather than the way of reaching the product. which is what we kind of focus on with the whole idea that like winning consistently is the key. And like I said, they see 15 runes as like the full game. So if you don't do a full game, you're like kind of not, you haven't won yet, which is really interesting to me. Like, so like in like a different sense, like I'm not considered as prolific. I suppose I'd say that like I'm not as prolific a player over there as I would be over here because the lens that they look through is like different than us. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Like I don't know how they judge skill over there. Like I said, it's a very small tidbit, but it excites the imagination when it comes to playing, thinking about crawl. I don't know, like nerdy shit. What was I saying? Yeah. So another thing they like the transmuter start. Um, I think they like transmuter. They like statue form a lot over there. I think they value like statue form very highly. They value Che very highly, which is fairly interesting to me because like I said, over here Westerners will think that that Che is like one of the worst gods because, and when I say like players, I don't mean like literally every player. I'm talking about like the players that you'll see that are like considered the top tier, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean, right? Like it's not. I don't mean like every player thinks this. I'm saying like specifically the ones that we want to talk about. I'm gonna turn on slaying thing over here because it's actually kind of cool to get a lot of slaying. Oh Jesus Christ! We need to leave. Heal off these things a little bit. This is another problem with Song of Slaying. It just doesn't work most of the time. Yeah, so they like Che a lot. They say it gives like a lot of power to the character, a lot of survivability strats, which is interesting because, like I said, maybe they just don't value movement quite as much as we do over here. It's a very weird thing to think. Like Western like philosophy in the game, I guess. Like yeah, okay, I'll talk of it like philosophy. Like we have philosophies on movement and like positioning and stuff, but apparently they just don't have that. Well, they have some different idea of how it works. Like I said, like players from a certain. Oh my god, that's a larger tank of order. That's pretty good. Okay, let's figure out what's in here first. That's a chainmail of cold resistance. That's pretty good. But we actually have a ring of poison resist, which is amazing. Magic resist cloak. Yeah, magic resist cloak. Nice. Brand weapon scroll, ID scrolls, not really that necessary. Oh, this is a cool bunch of stuff. Flight, curse 5 ring of strength, corrosion resist, protection from magic, resist corrosion. Okay, there's actually nothing in here. The evade plus 4 ring is good, but it's RF, so it's useless. RF minus, sorry. Yeah, I'm probably gonna curse the cloak on because it's really good. Yeah, I'm gonna leave everything else pretty much free because I don't have like infinite slots right now. Sorry, infinite remove curse right now, so I need to kind of be a bit smart about how I use it. Unfortunately, that does mean that I'm not gonna get, because I'm not cursing my jewelry on. It means I'm not gonna be getting what do you call it? The magic bonus, but that's fine for now. I would like my equips are not that good, so I kind of just don't care that much. I guess we can curse the remove poison, the poison resist on. That gives us like extra 2.6 in charms. That makes our hasting down to 28%, so we're pretty close. Yeah, so they like haste a lot. They like Che a lot. Sorry, they like Che a lot. I guess they don't like haste that much. I don't know. They like axes. They think that axes is 100% like the best brand, the best weapon type, which is like that's like kind of my view, but not really. Like I'm a bit more moderate, but I do think that axes are really good, but they consider it to be like I think the best brand there is, or the best type there is, which is again cool. They think unarmed combat is a little too strong, because it deals too much damage, which is cool because I don't think anyone really complains about unarmed combat over here. They think that oh shit, my god, that damage. What else? What else did I learn that was really cool? We would need to read that teleport to cancel their teleport because I don't want to teleport an unknown place with no place to hide. It'd be really bad. What other things were there? There was a bunch of like cool stuff that I wanted to like think about. I think they like talked something about like combos being different, like of different strength in this one. I'm not exactly sure. I think they like talk about exotic combos and like how they consider exotic combos more of a like I don't know. They just do it more often than us, I guess. I don't know. Something like that. Please give me an amulet. That's a slay +2. That's not bad. Kind of want that. No, we'll leave it. We don't really need it that much. Vial of Floods is pretty good, but we don't need it yet. Heal Wounds 1. Picked it up. Easy. Easy choice. Not even gonna consider not picking it up. There's no point. But yeah, like there's just a bunch of cool stuff. I think I'm forgetting a couple of things, but like, yeah, like that's the general gist of it. That they're like just a completely different alien race essentially to us, and it's like so interesting to think about like all the technology that I have never seen before and I've never considered. Oh god, we couldn't haste. Oh my god. Oh yeah, classic. Just classic electrical damage. Jesus fucking Christ. Have to spend 2 heal wounds potions on enemies that don't even matter. Simply because we don't have RLX. Wow, that's incredible. Ah, god damn it. Look at how swingy electrical damage is. It's so great, isn't it? Isn't it just the best? But yeah. Anything else I was gonna say? I don't know, like I gotta read the thread again. But yeah, it seems really interesting and actually made me almost want to like learn how to read Korean. I'd actually be so interested in being able to delve through their stuff, grab all their tech. You know? Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm a researcher at heart. Pay a lot of attention to specific parts of the game. The game struck me because there was so much in terms of resource, um, knowledge resources available, and this channel, in fact, is a repository for knowledge. That's entirely why I created it, because there was a gap in the market for it, and I decided that I would be the one to take it to the next level by giving more information out. Oh god, I need to heal. This is like so bad. Electrical damage. Uh-oh, look at us die to this guy. Oh boy. Oh, never mind. Did no damage to us. Classic electric damage. Does nothing, or does everything. But yeah, there's a couple of like random things aside from that that I think I don't remember from that thing, but that was either way, it's interesting. And I think it's something fairly relevant. Oh god. Need to heal wounds right now. Disintegrate in, disintegrate in. Reason why I'm doing it this way is because I don't want that Guardian 7 to get anything on me. I would have normally created a hallway so I could back off a little bit, but here it's just easier to just sit and regen in this kill hole. Let things come to me, I guess. But I've rambled on enough. I'm probably going to finish after this floor because that was a lot of talking for me, and my throat's kind of hurting. Oh god, I'm just like spamming the shit out of this heal wounds potion. This heal wounds one. Thankfully, I have some recharging this still. You can kind of see here where like why I think that this weapon is not going to be like incredibly good. The combat is just taking friggin' like 10 years, and it's actually not helping me that much because I have such low base damage that I'm not punching through enemies that are like really hard to kill. And it's making it really difficult for me to get through these fights, even with the Vampiric. We're just not doing enough damage to heal off it. It's the unfortunate problem with having low base damage. You just kind of fall over a little bit. Quite often, actually. Against like all these tanky guys, it's really hard for me to like for example, this large shield. It's gonna take me a good like 150 turns to punch through all its stuff. And in that time, it's dealing damage to me, it's constricting me, it's doing all that garbage, and like I have no real response to it. Like obviously, if it's by itself, it's not a big deal, but if it's like in a group, I don't have enough time to kill it, which is the main problem. Gets annoying at times. I don't know. That's why I said if I can find, Ultra was calling me out for it, but if I can find a good Demon Blade, I'd probably finish with that rather than using this weapon particularly. But yeah, this was like a really cool video, really cool discussion video. It was mostly talking about stuff. Um, but yeah, like what? Let me know what you guys think. Go look for the Tavern thread if you want. Go read it up. Talk about anything you like. I don't know. In the comments, it should. I want to have a bit of a discussion. I guess it should be fairly interesting to see what people think about like different play styles. Do you think that we have a lot to learn from them, or if we're actually the superior branch? You know, like that kind of stuff. What do you think about haste? What do you think about? What are your thoughts on haste? I think there's going to be a lot of lively discussion because haste is going to be one of those like landmark removals that people are going to be pissed off about. Like, let's see, what else they removed? Sludge elves and like all that stuff. They removed haste as like iconic, but perhaps it's less iconic now because not as many players advocate it. Back in the day, the Glow's 18 win streak, which was like historic at the time. Um, like almost every character in that one had Fire Dragon armor and haste. Like I said, the meta is evolving and haste has moved out of the meta, kind of like it's out of favor now with players. It used to be like the go-to spell; everyone had to learn it, or else you were just trash. You had to get Fire Dragon armor; it was really good. And then like slowly over time, people just realized that it's not that incredibly important, and things changed, and it was cool. It's like, do you think that we have what do you think will come of all this? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. But for now, I need to go because I have a presentation to prep for tomorrow, and I haven't started. So, oops, but that's okay because it's about a game, so easy. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that this was an interesting video. Make sure you do stuff to promote the channel, sell your firstborn child. You know how it is. Like just the usual, just the classic satanic ritualistic shit that people normally get to when they're trying to promote someone else's stuff. You know how it is. Come on. But yeah, thanks guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow.